Hello and welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Show. I am your host, Jay Jones. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the Black community by promoting business ownership. If you are currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, we invite you to join us every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 332. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today we're going to talk about black-on-black commerce, not black-on-black crime. Black-on-black commerce, not black-on-black crime. Now, this show is dropping the Monday of the week of Thanksgiving, and we all know the day after Thanksgiving is called Black Friday. Black Friday is a day where many of us lose our minds and start spending money that we don't have on things that we don't need for people that we probably don't even like that much. So there's a couple of things we're going to talk about today. Some are the misnomers out there about black on black crime. We're also going to talk about some facts about black on black commerce, unfortunately, that aren't too good. And so when we start talking about Black Friday and the holiday season, actually, as a matter of fact, anytime we're conducting business, we need to focus on supporting and building Black-owned businesses. So we're going to talk about that today. But before we get to today's show, I just want to share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's show, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and my resource links, such as the link to my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses, and also 2 platforms I've created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide Black economy, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com. FYI, guys, this show is going to be a little shorter than normal. It's just a few things I want to get out to the BEB family. But before I forget, I want to wish each and every one of you a happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you're safe out there and take the necessary precautions to keep you and your family safe. Now, before we dive into the episode, I just want to clarify some things and give you some background. So the show title, Black on Black Commerce, not Black on Black Crime. And I'm going to focus on some of the misnomers and some of the falsehoods and some of the false narratives that have been placed out there. And the correlation between the two, it really boils down to economics. And I say this all the time. There's no revolution without economics. So when you build and support Black-owned businesses, what that does is it empowers us. So now we can take that economic empowerment and we can start to build and affect media platforms. Okay, so we can create our own narratives. We can affect education. We can affect politics. That's what I always talk about. You have to have the economics to be able to affect those things. And so first we're going to talk about real quick black on black crime. Black on black crime, guys, if you haven't looked at the FBI statistics, and I've had people, I put this on social media, and I had people push back at me, which I don't even understand why. Granted, you can't believe everything you see, but I directly went to the FBI site. Not that they don't lie, because obviously they do. But these are the statistics. The statistics for black on black crime is 87%. The statistics for white on white crime is 80%. Okay, but if you're just somebody else that's dropped into the United States, or you're watching TV and you've never been to the States, and you look at the news, you think, my God, we're the only folks that are committing crimes and hurting our own people. But that is not the case. And once again, the correlation between black on black commerce and black on black crime is being able to have the economic structure to be able to create our own narratives. And so I'm going to take it way back real quick. This is going to be a different type show. I'm going to take it way back to the business model that we need to focus on now. And that's why I wrote the book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. So if you go back on, I believe it is May 30th, 1921, there was a young man named Dick Rowland who was a shoe shine guy. And he happened to go into an elevator in downtown Tulsa. There was a 17-year-old white girl that ran the elevator. Her name was Sarah Page. Dick Rowland, as he was going into the elevator, tripped. And to brace himself, he put his arm up and supposedly he touched Sarah Page on her arm. Now, of course, back in 1921, how dare a black man touch a white woman? And what she did was she shouted out that she's been attacked. So Dickie Rowland runs home. And remember, this is May 30th. On May 31st, he gets picked up. The newspaper heading said, "Nab Negro for attacking girl in elevator." That was the local headline of one of the Tulsa newspapers. So on May 31st, Dickie Rowland was picked up and he was taken down to the courthouse. Now, upon hearing that Dickie Rowland was taken to the courthouse, several of the black men from Tulsa, the Greenwood section, Black Wall Street, went down there to make sure that he was not lynched. Many of the men were armed because they were former World War I veterans. And so when they went to the courthouse to make sure that 19-year-old Dickie Rowland wasn't lynched, they were met by a mob of over 500 angry white men. And so a scuffle ensued and some shots were fired. And at that point, the brothers from Greenwood went back to help secure and fortify their houses and businesses. Meanwhile, the white folks were deputizing people as young as 10 years old. And what they did that night, they mobilized on the night of May 31st, 1921. They mobilized an army basically to destroy Greenwood. They started killing, robbing, and looting. What you have to understand is Greenwood was so prosperous that most of the black folk were living well above the means of the white folk in Tulsa. And it's the same playbook, family. All it takes is somebody to look at somebody wrong, a brother to look at a white girl wrong, and now that gives them, or they think that gives them the ability to go and destroy, kill, and steal. And that's basically what they did. They dropped incendiary bombs on homes and businesses. They were shooting people, men, women, and children at will. The brothers and the sisters in Greenwood, they were out there fighting, but we were outnumbered, and basically Greenwood was burned to the ground. And to add insult to injury, when they tried to get insurance to pay for their burned down businesses and homes, the insurance company said that, no, we're not going to pay you any insurance monies because you black folks started the riot, which obviously was a falsehood, which was a lie. And so once again, I wanted to go back so we can go forward. So when I do my talk, I talk about a new Black Wall Street. When I do my book talks in 3D, past, present, and future. I'm not going to really deal with the present right now per se, but the future is something that I want to focus on. Okay. So the question is, what can we do to better ourselves and our community in the future? So one of the things when I talk about black on black commerce, not black on black crime, a lot of crime, and it doesn't matter if it's in the black community or white community, is caused because people don't have the means. People don't have the opportunities for jobs. So when we start to build and support black-owned businesses, then we can start to hire whoever we want to hire. So statistics show that most businesses or most companies hire people that they're comfortable with. And most people are comfortable with people that look like them or that are similar to them. So I say this every week, or not every week, but all the time. You go into a Chinese store, who do you see working there? Don't get mad. They started the business and they can hire whoever they want. So in order to cut down on some of the stuff, the negative stuff that's going on in our community, be it the crime, then one of the ways to do that is to be able to provide opportunities for employment. Hiring people that some other companies may not hire. I know when I had my mortgage business, I gave opportunities to people that couldn't even have got their foot in the door. And I did that on purpose because I'm not just looking at a resume. I'm looking at what opportunities or what type of employee can this person be if given an opportunity. And I was blessed to be able to help a lot of people get into the business and that are still in the mortgage business right now, making tons of money that they never thought that they could. But that couldn't happen unless I was running my own business, unless other people were supporting my business. So when we talk about, black on black commerce and black on black crime, once again, a lot of times crime comes from the fact that people don't have their basic needs. They can't find gainful employment. So it all boils down to this economics, family. It all boils down to this economics. So let's start talking about what we can do in the future. But I just want to lay a little groundwork too. I've mentioned this on one of the shows. So black people spend less than 2 cents of every dollar with a black owned business. Black people spend 2 cents or less, on the average 2 cents of every dollar in their pocket with a black owned business. Now, that's hard to really fathom. Okay. And I get it. A lot of times we're unconscious when we go and buy things. We just have a habit. Oh, I'm going to go to this coffee shop. I'm going to go to this gas station. Oh, I love this restaurant. It's unconscious. We don't think about it, but we have to start being deliberate. So that money that you're going to spend in this Q4, this holiday season, you need to be deliberate. Black on black commerce. Now I've created 2 platforms, hireblackfreelancers.com for freelancers, and also Be Smart Buy Black for black product producers that want to sell their products to black consumers. And I'm getting ready to start. So if you want to check this out, it's called blackonblackcommerce.com. It hasn't come out yet, but it's going to be a directory in cities of black owned businesses, blackonblackcommerce.com. You can go there, put in your email address, and when it's ready to rock in a couple of weeks, we're going to put it up there, blackonblackcommerce.com. So there's really no reason that you can't seek out and find black owned businesses to support. Now, with this pandemic that's going on, there's a lot of people that are doing online shopping. And so instead of using your phone just to play games or be on social media, use that phone to search out, seek out black owned businesses and support them. And something I'm going to ask you, don't put any more additional pressure on that black owned business than you would the Chinese store on the corner, Cabela's or whoever else you go to, Foot Locker, whatever other place. Many times we're super critical of our own black owned businesses because once again, the media has planted that in our head. And that's why when I talk about the economics, we got to start being able to take control of the media. Okay, we have to start being able to create the narratives. I told this story before. My sister-in-law, her best friend is from Australia. White girl from Australia. She moved to the United States like 20 years ago. And she actually moved near my sister-in-law and they became friends. I think they were in the same apartment. And when she got here to the States, she was scared of black people because of what she saw in the media. She thought black folks were all, bad, robbing, stealing, the same garbage that we're hearing right now. And it's so ironic because most of her friends are black. So once again, it's the narrative. And the way you control that is you start producing content. Now, we always consume. So when we talk about black on black commerce, we're one of the biggest consumers of all types of expensive goods, luxury goods, automobiles. Statistics have shown through Nielsen with Cheryl Grace. If you haven't listened to that episode, it was last year's Nielsen report on black consumers. I'm actually going to have Cheryl on again in a couple of weeks to talk about the newest report on black consumers and where we spend our money. And so if you look at it, it's crazy because we're the only ethnicity that doesn't make a point to seek out our own stores, shop with our own people. That's why you see Indian food markets. And I guarantee you're going to see all the Indians in that neighborhood in that Indian food market. Okay, it could be an Asian food market where they're buying all their food. And you're going to see all Asian. You're going to see some black folk in there too. Because we'll go to everybody else's stuff before we'll go to our own because of the narrative that's been painted. Oh man, their business, they not as good as the other one. Their prices are higher, blah, 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 blah. But it all comes down to black on black commerce. And when you're able to aggregate and weaponize your dollars, $1.2 trillion comes through black hands just in the United States each year, $1.2 trillion. And the problem is we're spending it with everybody else, people that don't give a damn about you. But you got to go out there, you got to get your Gucci, you got to go get your whatever, your Prada, you got to go out there and get your red bottoms. These people don't give a damn about you. But you got brothers and sisters out here with solid and good businesses that need your support. And so that's why, like I said, if you're interested, if you're a black business owner, go to blackonblackcommerce.com. Once again, the site isn't up yet, but it's going to be a site where people can find black businesses. There's tons of sites out there like that, but I felt that I needed to create one also. And I'm going to have some other sites out there too that are going to focus on black realtors, black mortgage loan originators, all types of different things, or service businesses where you can actively seek out people like us and give them your business. And once again, don't hold them to a higher standard than you hold a white man or somebody else. So if my corner store is open 3 minutes late at 8:03 and you out there, oh man, Jay, he all late, open up in the store, man. You know how they get blah, blah, blah. Man, I don't even want to hear that. Because if the Chinese store over there opened up 3 minutes late, you be standing there in line, sitting there looking on your phone, not saying nothing. All right. If Popeyes brought the chicken sandwich back and they open 5 minutes late, you be sitting there standing there too. So I ain't even trying to hear that nonsense. So stop trying to put different standards on our businesses. You know, if anything, once again, you want to give us the benefit of the doubt. Now, let's be real. If the service is raggedy, if they're not doing good business, then granted, stop doing business with them. But you got to give them an opportunity. So you have to be intentional, family. We have to be intentional when it comes to black on black commerce. And so that black on black commerce was a play off of black on black crime. Because that's all you hear. You hear people out here, oh yeah, they savages, they doing this, that, and the other thing. You know, I look at the news sometime and it's crazy. Because every time there's a crime and it's a black person, I see their picture up there with a video. If it's a white person, I don't see that as often. That's all been programmed. They're programming you. You know, your mind a lot of times ain't even your mind. It's what's been programmed in your mind. Okay? Your mind isn't even your mind. It's programmed. So garbage in means garbage out. So if people keep putting in your head that black owned businesses are inferior, then that's going to be something that you believe. And we got to change that whole narrative. So black on black commerce, buying from black owned businesses, supporting black owned businesses, sharing black owned businesses. Yo, man, I went to this bakery, this black owned bakery, man. You got to check it out. We sharing everything else, right? Yo, I got the new Jordans. So what? But you sharing that, but you not sharing another good black owned business. And I'm telling you, man, you walk around and it's not just you, it's me and everybody, because I'm unconscious about it sometimes too. But we have to be intentional with our money. We have to weaponize our dollars. Black on black commerce. Black on black commerce. Do you understand what this can do? Now, the dollar circulates in every other community. The Asian community, the Jewish community, the white community, the Latino community, multiple times. I don't have the new statistics, but I know supposedly the last time I was on my tour, the dollar only circulates in the black community 6 hours. 6 hours. Not days. Not weeks. 6 hours. And that's because as soon as we get it, we got a hole in our pocket and we got to go buy something. And when we buy something, we're not intentional with where we shop. We're not intentional with where we shop. We just go unconsciously. Oh man, I got paid today. Let me go get this, this, and this. And by the time you look up, if you even are cognizant, You be like, damn, I spent all my money. I ain't even check out any black businesses. I ain't even check on none of them. I just did what I normally do. That's the problem. We got to stop doing what we normally do, or we're going to keep getting what we normally get. You want employment to go up in the black community? Then you start supporting black-owned businesses. Because black-owned businesses can hire who they want. Okay? So we talking about, black-on-black commerce and black-on-black crime. Like I said, most of the crimes out there are done by not necessity, but people are lacking something, lacking opportunity, which in turn makes them lack financing. So sometimes people go out there and they're desperate. They got to do what they got to do. It could be selling drugs. That's the only way they feel they can get out. And then all that does is put you back into another system, the prison industrial complex. And they love that. This is designed for us to fail. Okay. And if you just go like a mouse through the maze and you just following the maze, you probably going to end up on the wrong side. But you have to be intentional with your moves. So right now, we are a commodity for the prison industrial complex. We're actually product. Okay, let me even break it down even further. So during slavery, we were assets. So the slave owner owned us. We were assets. The more slaves he had, or she had, whoever, the more work they could get done and the more money they could make. Oh, if I got 100 slaves picking cotton versus 300 slaves picking cotton, man, if I got 300, I'm going to make 3 times more money. I got 3 times more cotton. So white people were cool with us in that subservient role because we were an asset. Now, when we get free, now we become a liability. You know why? Because we're competing with them. So all the skilled labor jobs, the iron work, the carpentry, who do you think had those skills? We did. Because that's what we did in slavery. So now, when we get out there and can compete, and the white folk are losing jobs, number one, we turn from a liability to an asset. So number one, they already mad. Okay, because they can't own us as property. They tolerated us because we bought them something. We were an asset to them. So why do you think unions happen? Unions happen because it kept black folk from getting jobs. Irish, Italians, the WASP, they created the unions. You can't get in the union. You go on a construction site now, and you still don't hardly see no black folks. They got that on lock. Okay? Man, look, y'all read some of the books, the history books, Claude Anderson and all of that stuff. But, you can get locked up if you didn't have your papers. This is after we got free, quote unquote. So if you were vagrant and you walking around and you don't have a job, guess what they did? They arrested you and they put your ass in jail. And then what did they do? Then they started lending you out from the prison to go work for free on the same people's farms, slave owners that you just got freed from. So I say that to say this. Look, if we don't stick together, nobody is coming to save us. There's no cavalry coming. We're the cavalry. And the beauty of it is, family, we have everything that we need to do what we need to do. It's all about organization and being intentional. Being organized and intentional. $1.2 trillion plus comes through black hands every year. Let's be intentional where we spend it. Gucci don't need your money. All right. But the brother or sister that owns the clothing store does. Nike don't need your money. But the brother and sister that has this new restaurant does. Louboutin don't need your money. But the black designer that's creating this nice gear, they do. Start being intentional. 2 cents of every dollar. That's all we spend with black-owned businesses. We're talking about black-on-black commerce. That's what we're talking about today. And not just for Black Friday, not just for Q4, all day, every day. all day, every day, conscious. And I get it. Sometimes you're not going to be able to spend a dollar out of every dollar on black-owned businesses. But damn, we can do better than 2 cents per dollar. Man, and then you wondering why? Oh, man, I can't get no job over here, blah, blah, blah. A brother or sister that understands the intrinsic things that we go through will hire you, or you'll have a better chance to get hired than somewhere else. And the way that they can hire people is because if we support those businesses will grow. And when businesses grow, they need more manpower. When you need more manpower, you're going to start looking outside. Who can I hire? Who's going to fit into my culture? Who do I want to hire? All right. Like I said, you go to any of these ethnic stores, that's all they got is their own people. Ladies, you go into these hair stores, right? You may see one black person there, whatever, but it's owned by Koreans, and the majority of the people that work in there over there is following you around the aisles of the Koreans. And guess what? They can do that because they own the business. Stop waiting. We had a whole bunch of folk waiting for Obama who got pissed off about politics because Obama didn't do nothing for black folks, supposedly. What you think he gonna do? Knock on your door? Yo, man, I got a check for you. Nah, it don't matter who's in the White House in terms of what's going to affect your money. Yes, obviously, I don't mean it like that, but yes, there are policies that can affect your paper. But don't look for anybody to be your savior but yourself. Your savior is in the mirror. That's who your savior is. And once you start having these hard conversations, like, why am I jammed up like this? Why am my situation like this? And you have those hard conversations and look in the mirror, then that's when change can occur. But even if you look in the mirror and don't like what you see, still spend your money with black-owned businesses. You got to, man. We the only ethnicity that doesn't do this. We're sitting in line, like I said, for 3 hours for a stupid ass Popeye's chicken sandwich. Who else is doing that? Who else is doing that? Come on, man. We over here, according to the Nielsen, we watching more TV, playing more video games, on social media more than anybody else. And instead of building TVs, building video games, and creating social media apps, we're the consumers. Man, look, I know cats my age that play 5-6 hours a day on video games. You could have had a PhD. You could have had 3 PhDs, a master's degree, and a second job. Come on, man. Look in the mirror. Be intentional about what you do and where you spend your money. So we're talking black on black crime, black on black commerce, not black on black crime. So we got to build and support black owned businesses. Like I said, I'm keeping this a little short today. It's the holiday coming up. Once again, I hope everybody has a blessed holiday, but let's start doing what we need to do to change our situation. Let's start doing what we need to do to help uplift not just ourselves, but our brothers and sisters who are out here, putting it all on the line with their businesses. And that's why I want to create blackonblackcommerce.com, blackonblackcommerce.com. It's not going to launch for a couple of weeks, trying to get some traction with it, but it's going to be a portal, and there's tons of them out there. So I don't care if you use mine or whoever, there's tons of portals out there that we can start looking and supporting black-owned businesses. We got to make it that easy. We got to make it very simple. So we have to be cognizant and conscious and intentional about building and supporting black-owned businesses. One of the things I'm going to have my brother-in-law on in a couple of weeks, because a lot of times we make business real hard. So what he does is Amazon arbitrage, right? Doing crazy numbers because he likes to go to flea markets. So while he's out there shopping and all that, he'll pick up items and he'll make a couple of $1,000 profit a month. So a lot of times we make business super hard, and it's all based on buy low, sell high, solve a problem, combination of the two, whatever it is. Provide a service that people want. So we got to start focusing, guys. Be intentional and be cognizant of where we spend our money. Now, before we close on out, guys, I just want to share my social media contact information and my resource links. I talked about my new book out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. You can go to anewblackwallstreet.com. Pick yourself up a copy, $14.95 for print, $9.95 for the digital version. So if you want to learn how to build your own e-commerce business, once again, the book talks about the past, the present, and the future. Past was Black Wall Street. The present is what's going on right now with statistics and data. And the future, what could it be if we focus on building e-commerce and leveraging technology? So as opposed to being a 36 square block area in Greenwood section of Tulsa, a new Black Wall Street is worldwide. So if you need additional assistance building that successful, sustainable e-commerce business, check out my flagship course, Brand Builder Academy Elite, BBAelite.com. 15-week program that takes you from point A to point Z to start in building a successful brand, be it a digital products brand or a physical products brand. Use the code BBAelite100, save $100 off. It is only $97. And I say this every week. If you ain't selling something online, something's wrong with you. It's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger with online sales. Okay? You got to check it out. BBAelite.com. Use the code BBAelite100 and save yourself $100. Also, my two platforms I talked about, BeSmartByBlack.com. If you are a Black product producer that wants to sell to Black consumers, upload your product information for free and connect with Black consumers worldwide that want to buy from Black product producers. BeSmartByBlack.com. Hire Black freelancers. If you are a freelancer, if you do anything on Fiverr.com, Freelancer.com, once again, it is free. Upload your contact information and you can connect with Black business owners and Black consumers that want to hire Black freelancers. I started that because I was looking for a Black videographer in Philly for an event and I couldn't find one. So hireblackfreelancers.com. Now, you can also go to bebconnect.com, bebconnect.com. It'll have all of my resource links. Also, don't forget blackonblackcommerce.com. Check it out. Put your name in, and when the site goes live, I'll let you know if you're a business and you want to be listed. Just go to blackonblackcommerce.com. Now, in terms of connecting with me, social media, anything long, hit me on my email, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, JAYJONES at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, hit me at jjones001, JAYJONES001. Instagram, jjones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. Yes, the show does come out on YouTube, but there is additional content. So go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, hit the like and subscribe button. LinkedIn, you can connect with me there, J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Also, if you want to be included in the BEB text line for notifications and reminders of special events, text BEB to 555-888. BEB to 555-888. All right. Once again, you can go to BEB Connect, and goes to a page on my website, and it has everything that I just talked about, BEB Connect. All right, so let's close this on out real quick. Once again, guys, Black on Black commerce, not Black on Black crime. And once again, it's a play off of words. But the truth and the fact remains that we got to do better. Myself included. We all got to do better. We have to be intentional, and we have to make sure that we start using the tools that we have. And the great thing is, as I said earlier, guys, we have everything that we need at our disposal. We have the knowledge. We have the technology. The only thing that we got to focus on is using it and putting it together to weaponize that $1.2+ trillion that comes through our hands every freaking year. And it's just going to continue to grow. So now, as you start going out to this Black Friday and buying your holiday presents, don't forget your brothers and sisters out there that have businesses. You know, go out of your way if you have to. And once again, now a lot of people are shopping online. Over 50, I think it's over 67% of people shop online right now in the United States. So it ain't no thing for you to go on somebody's website and order something. You do it on Amazon all the time, and I get it. But we need to start making sure that we take time out to find some of these Black-owned businesses and support them. And not just find them and support them, but share them. Make a habit of sharing on social media. Yo, I just went to such and such, man. Great food, Black-owned business. Check it out. Start leveraging this technology for us. All right? Leverage the technology for us and our folk so we can come up. All right? Now, I say this each and every week, family. We have more and more downloads, and that's attributed to you guys, the BEB family. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the blog, YouTube channel, and all of the basic ecosystem around Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. I couldn't do it without you guys, and I appreciate you, and I love you so much. We get more and more downloads each and every week. And once again, I always say at the end of the show, this is a movement, man. This is a movement. This is about building something that's bigger than you. It's building something that's bigger than me. It's about creating a better place and a better opportunity for our children and our children's children, our legacy. As Dame Dash always says, I hustle for my last name, not my first. I hustle for my last name, not my first. And that's powerful. And that's what we got to continue to do. Remember, family, there's no revolution without economics. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.